Good save.
Doing
Dude,
good.
I'm hot.
Yeah.
Summer has set.
Is it hot in here?
No, not hot in
You
here. It's
good?
hot outside.
You good?
It's a little hot. But
It's
that's
a
just
lot.
me.
Let me turn it down.
No.
No.
I can't remember.
Dude, I'm on the cost savings plan at my house. We have it's a little warm on the and during the day, right? I don't cool my house down until it's
What's it
sleeping
set
time.
on? What do you have it set
74.
Nah, it's not warm.
Yeah.
74 is not warm.
What do you have it on
Depends
at
who you
night?
talk- 70. 60,
Okay.
no, 68. I think it was
Yeah,
68 at
maybe
night.
68
I could tolerate that. I can't
Yeah.
sleep when it's hot.
No.
Yeah, no, me neither.
74 is not hot, man.
Depends who you talk to.
I'm 74. I'm a 72.
During the day,
Yeah.
like I think we let upstairs get up to like 76, 7.
Yeah, my upstairs is hotter than that.
Yeah. Or maybe even 78. Downstairs we'll do 76 during the day.
Oh, okay. So I can
But-
live with that.
Yeah, and then it starts cooling. Like, I mean, I turned it down. Like, I have it set on 72 right now, so we'll see. But if you're hot, I can go.
I'm good.
You can do it from my phone.
I'm good.
Yeah, I got that.
That's
I got
high tech,
that.
man.
Yeah, I have that same option.
I gotta yell at my kids. Go push it down a couple.
Go turn the knob. They got the slider.
It's like on 64 when they're done. I'm like, easy.
It freezes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think mine will tell me that it will not. Like, hey, moron, you can't go colder than that.
Just stops.
But yeah, well,
that
I
the
think
Nest?
65 is. No, it's Ecobee.
Oh.
I'll kick it on for you, Lucas.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll kick it on for you.
I'll tell you when
I won't be my granddad.
Hey, the vent's right up here too, so we're
Yeah,
good.
my granddad would be like, what? No, turn the lights off.
I know one
Crack
guy,
a window.
Yeah.
like literally legitimately, his house, I think, is on like 60, like
What?
nonstop.
How's he afford that?
He just can't be hot.
What does he do
dude.
for a living?
Well,
He's a big dude.
he's a what is technically a disabled vet, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, so he doesn't work.
So is like he? I wonder if he gets like bill assistant.
I don't know. I mean, he gets obviously certain money from him, but
Yeah, because I mean, I think
it's
that's really
like even in the summertime, like you got to wear like hoodie and
My
sweatpants
parents are
to
like
walk in
that.
the
I love
house.
it.
My parents are like that.
They are.
When we go to my parents' house, and I think my mom drives out a little bit. When we go to my parents' house, it is cold in their house, man.
That's surprising. Old people, it's hot.
Well, they're not
Dude,
that
like,
old,
wait.
man. They're like in their mid 60s.
Okay.
I
yeah.
mean, they're not like
60's cold, like degrees.
it's not 60 degrees. It's
But
just
that's-
like I think they keep it about 68. But in the
Yeah.
summer, that means it's running, which means
Yeah.
it stays cool in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the winter you save money. You know,
Yeah, that's fair.
crank
Yeah.
the heat down.
Yeah,
Heat don't
we
even-
we
Heat
also
doesn't even come on.
in the winter we also let it get low. Hoodies are fine. Like we
Yeah,
don't,
you
blanket.
can't tell me it's cold and you got shorts and a t-shirt on in
Yeah.
December.
Yeah, I'm with you. You gotta, and now ours is driven by money though. It's a budget thing.
Yeah.
like it's not a comfort thing.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to save every penny I can.
Which that was the thing we were talking about this. You know, people have power out because of the storms. We were talking about that when I went to Africa in Nigeria. Man, that was the toughest thing to get used to. There's no air conditioning there, and it's
Mhm.
hot. It was miserable trying to sleep.
What time of
That
year
one
did you
is-
go?
Summer.
Oh, yeah.
But I
what is
don't
it
know
like?
if it-
How hot does it get over there?
I don't know if it matters over there. I mean, it was in the mid to high 90s and like 90% humidity. We're in the jungle. It was rough, man.
Laying there sweating in a hammock or something. I
Yeah,
couldn't do it.
and I had the bug net on over me, and I thought it's definitely making me hotter. So like I took it off one night. I was like, screw it, I'll get malaria. I can't take it.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, fun times. It was good though. Good experience. All right. Well, good to see you guys again.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm a little sad that Oral Roberts got beat out of the College
Are
World
ya?
Series, though. A little bit.
By TCU.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me.
Yeah, but they beat TC. They did. At least they beat him the first game.
They did. Yep. Didn't they go on like a 20-game win streak or something like that?
Something like that,
It
yeah.
was crazy, man.
Their center fielder had like a 47-game hit streak.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He
they-
struggled there in the end, though.
he did. Yeah, his hits were like little dinkers,
Mhm.
but he kept it alive for a while.
It's my nickname
But-
in high school, Little
Yeah.
Dinker. I'm just kidding. Maybe still
I
is.
won't even.
You don't wanna go there?
No.
You want to go down that path? All right. Well, episode number 11. So we're back at it. Summertime, full bore. We were just talking about how hot it is outside. We're starting to hit that high humidity. Mid 90s is about as cool we're gonna get until probably the end of September, right?
And I
So-
saw somebody post a forecast 107 next week.
Yes, I saw
It's
that
like,
too.
what?
Yeah, I don't go out.
Holy
I'm not going outside.
Aren't you gonna be in Florida?
Next week?
Yeah.
Not this coming. Well, I'll still be here.
Okay, we get to experience it. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be in the Big D next week. So if
Oh,
it's
yeah?
107 here, it's going to be, 115 down there for
yeah,
sure.
it's more humid here, so there's that. But yeah, it's not
Dude,
that
it's
much
gonna be
different.
hot.
Once you get that hot, it's hot.
It's hot.
Once you get that hot, it's just hot. Yeah, it'll probably be a little warmer down there. A lot of concrete too. So
There is a lot of concrete.
So
yeah,
it
I'm going to be
makes it
there a
worse.
whole week.
training.
Yep, training. But
Awesome.
the Rangers are in town. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'd like to go to a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit up a day game actually next week.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah. And it'll be like 74 degrees in there.
I know. That's why I was telling somebody. It's like the only reason they got a new stadium because nobody showed up because it's 100 degrees in the summer. So
Yeah, like nobody wanted to
Dude.
play there.
crank the AC up, close the roof, golden.
Yeah. And they're good.
Yeah, they are good.
They're like legit good this year.
Yeah.
You got
Still-
comments?
Still early.
You got It's
Yeah.
still early.
I did find a 1991 program from the Rangers back when I was going through my parents' basement this week.
Dude, that
That's
stadium was awful.
I couldn't remember the guy's name on the front. I screenshot it. I'll just show you later. But
1981. That's
91.
91.
I wasn't-
They were in the new
I
one.
wasn't even born
I think
in
they were in the new
81,
one in
so,
91.
yeah.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, that's weird. And I was like a year old. Your parents went without you, I guess, or something? Okay. Gotcha. Well, episode number 11, deep into summer, which brings all kinds of conversations around. But since it's hot, why don't we talk a little bit about ice cream?
Who doesn't love ice cream?
You can tell I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
for
ice
sure.
cream.
Yeah, ice cream is the best. My favorite dessert by far, ice cream,
Yeah.
Really?
without a doubt.
Ice
Yep.
cream.
Yeah.
From which location?
I'm not too discerning, although I do have my favorite brands that you buy at the store.
Yeah.
And then there's like my favorite shop back home. It's like a small place, and then I guess there's a place in Tulsa that I've been to, but I can't think of the name of it. I do like it. It's like a boutique ice cream place, right? What's the name of that? You guys know?
I don't know.
I have to look
There's
it
a
up.
bunch
It's
of
good.
them.
Yeah, but I'll have to look up and see the location, but it was really good. But yeah, and then dude, Braums, that's hard to beat for a treat.
Dude,
It's
I love
nice,
Braums.
Yeah, it's a nice price. I mean, you can get double scoops for like $2.
Yeah.
The kids
I always
are
order a
happy.
single scoop. You
I do
know,
too.
try
I
to,
don't-
I gotta try to save the calories. And they're like, it's only 25 cents for one more scoop, and I'm like,
You jerks.
man,
Yeah,
why not?
The kids usually do the double. I'm a single scooper, but I don't usually get out. I mean, that's a lot of calories, man. It
That's a
definitely
lot
doesn't
of
fit the
calories.
macros. Definitely doesn't fit the macros.
All right, you want me to start?
Yeah, all business, all the time. Let's do it.
Business.
Let's do it, Lucas.
All right,
Get your
number
bottom.
3, I put cherry dip cone Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
see?
Dairy Queen cherry dip cone. Now,
Yep.
if we happen to have
Or
listeners,
Dilly Bar.
I got Dilly
Yeah.
Bar, solid. If we happen to have listeners that are out of the South, like I think Dairy Queen's a fairly southern thing. So I guess Kansas has it.
Yeah.
I wonder how far north it goes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's all over Texas for sure, and it's usually like in
Yeah.
small towns. But
Correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dairy Queen's awesome. Blizzards are fabulous.
We'll get to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blizzard's fabulous. All right.
That's a lot of calories in a blizzard.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine. I
We're
can.
trying to enjoy
I
the
also
ice
love
cream.
that they, I love that. Anyway,
That's my number 3.
all right, I'm gonna throw an honorable mention in there that you guys are probably gonna think is disgusting, but Bluebell makes a banana pudding ice cream, and I think it's awesome. But I couldn't. There's no way I could put it like favorite because it'd be gross to eat all the time. But that is my honorable mention. So, and then number 3 is I'm gonna be pretty boring on this one, but I like strawberry ice cream.
It's good.
It's good.
I like
I like
strawberry ice
I
cream.
love
ice cream.
strawberry. Have you ever had homemade strawberry ice cream?
Yeah, sure.
That's the
Mhm.
best. You get
Yeah.
like real strawberries, smash them up, get
Yeah.
the juice, and then throw them in there.
I got a
Mm,
hot
good.
sports opinion on homemade ice cream.
Yeah,
It's okay. It melts too fast, man.
it does melt too.
Melts too
It melts
fast.
It's
I like
good.
my
Eat
ice
it.
cream. I like to chew my ice cream. I want it to be really frozen. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it does.
No,
but
I
it is
get
good.
that,
It
yeah.
tastes great. It tastes great.
Yeah. All right, my third. I'm just going with the standard twist cone.
From Braums.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Like the frozen yogurt
Yep.
ones. You
Hard
know.
to beat.
Yeah.
Hard to
Yeah.
beat. Yep, those are good. You
It's
like vanilla?
Yeah.
The twist.
Twist.
Oh man, living on the edge.
Dude,
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
I agree. That's
Cake cone or waffle cone?
a waffle cone.
I like
I'm a
cone.
waffle cone, yeah.
I'm a cake cone guy.
I like cake. I usually
Yeah.
order
Really?
a cake cone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say we went to Andy's last week, and they have some pretty legit waffle cones.
Super cheap.
over there. Oh my, yeah. Opposite of I got the bill. I was like, man, we could have in Braums like 3 or 4 times.
It's like across the street from Braums.
Yeah. This was a bad idea. I was like, we'll go somewhere different.
No.
$25 later for 4 people's ice cream. I'm
Single
like,
dip cones.
holy cow!
Yeah.
All right, ain't coming back here. Rent
Yeah.
must be high at this
It
place.
is. It is really good, but
Yeah.
it
No,
is.
it was good.
Yeah, with
All right.
6 people, you walk away. It's like
Yeah.
$40.
Yeah,
You're like,
I'm like, dude, I
"God,
could have bought dinner.
I didn't even have a cheeseburger. Yeah. All right.
All right, my number 2, I'm staying with Dairy Queen, but this is the cloud. They don't have this anymore. So they're just soft served vanilla,
Mm-hmm.
and then they used to add rainbow nerds into a Blizzard.
Oh, that's
So it was legit. They don't make it anymore, and I tried it at home, and you just can't do
not
it.
the same. That
Not the
does sound
same.
good. Like
But
that
it was
nice
delicious.
crunch in there.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of stuff in my ice cream. I love that. Yeah, that's good. I like
Rainbow nerds, huh?
Yeah, it's got to be the rainbow nerds. Can't be
Yeah.
yeah.
that. Yeah. No, that is super solid. All right, number 2. Man, this is like this is really tough for me. I'm gonna go with butter pecan. I really like butter pecan, and I don't really care what brand. Bluebell is definitely something that is
You like the Bluebell, huh?
highly touted in Texas, of course. And
It's
so I
made right
think-
here too.
Yeah, they have a creamer
Broken
here.
Arrow.
Yeah. I think that's a thing that but it's not my favorite brand. My favorite brand is Haagen-Dazs, man. I think it's hard to beat. So but so I like it in either one, butter pecan. But it's just a good flavor. Braums butter pecan is great.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. So
You sound like an 80-year-old with your
I
flavors
know.
here,
Yeah,
right?
rum,
Like-
I'll have rum raisin, please. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I am like my papa. I'm thinking of these flavors, and it's definitely probably what he would get. But they're just awesome. So
Yep.
anyway,
For me, I'm going with Braums. Rocky Road.
okay.
Love Rocky
okay.
Road.
You like Rocky
Yep.
Road? I don't
Like
like
little
chocolate.
nuts in there, chocolate, marshmallow.
Yeah,
It's good. It's a solid one.
I'm not a big chocolate fan, but I will eat chocolate ice cream. So,
I was
yeah.
somewhere. I can't remember. It was last summer. I can't remember where we were at. Oh, no. It was on our trip. We went to Santa Fe, and they had, so honorable mention here, they had a sweet potato
Oh,
ice cream that was legit.
that's interesting.
Kind of tasted like Thanksgiving
pumpkin
side dish.
Yeah, the pumpkin.
And they had it was like a bourbon pecan
Oh, that
ice cream. And
Stealing my
ooh,
thunder.
man, it was good. So,
Yeah. Gotcha. That does sound good.
Yeah.
That does sound good.
Okay. My last one is something my mom makes. So it's vanilla ice cream. It's kind of cookies and cream. You get your double stuffed Oreos, crunch those up, just mix that, and then the Cool Whip, mix it all together. It's pretty fantastic. So vanilla ice cream, Oreos, whipped
Sounds
cream
good.
mixed up.
Yeah.
So
Vanilla ice cream is like really
Yeah.
solid to jump off in, right? Because you can throw anything in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've told you guys about when we did the cereal conversation,
Yeah.
throwing Cinnamon Toast Crunch and vanilla ice cream. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Still haven't tried that.
Oh, you're missing out.
I don't have any Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I don't have any ice cream.
Yeah, I don't have either right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have either. All right. This is my top one, and it is Haagen-Dazs bourbon pecan pralines and cream. It is awesome.
Can you get that at the store?
I've not seen it here. Honestly, I don't really look to buy ice cream too often. But I know I've had it. I know it's one that they make, like it's a regular, what do you call that? Regular rotation. It's
Yep.
always available.
It's not here.
Yeah, I have not seen it here, but I haven't really looked super hard. So, but that is my favorite. It's really, really good. I like pecan pralines and cream in general, but then you
Yep.
throw that little bite with the
Yep.
bourbon flavor
Yep.
in there. It's good, man. It's really good.
Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, my number one ice cream it's been forever, years. Sticking with Braums. Love Braums.
All three from Braums?
All three.
Okay.
Peanut butter cup. Braums peanut butter cup
Yeah,
ice
it's good.
cream
It's good.
is the best. That's my go-to.
It was hard not to leave, not throwing that one on. That's
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I think there's might be chocolate base. Is it?
No.
Is vanilla base?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, that's good.
Is it real
Yeah.
like Reese's peanut butter cups or is it like a
Well, it's
Braums
like
peanut butter cup.
tiny. It's probably Braums. There's a little.
Yeah.
They're
Who
little tiny
cares?
ones. Yeah, dude.
Oh,
doesn't
there's
matter.
a difference.
Yeah, they're like little mini like round ones. They're not like the big
Yeah.
Yeah.
normal Reese's ones.
Their Haagen-Dazs has one that's got like pretzel, peanut butter, cup, caramel swirl. Like it's good. Yeah.
I
I've
remember.
never had that type of ice cream before. That brand.
Haagen-Dazs?
Oh, Haagen-Dazs?
I don't think so.
What? Dude.
What's the one up there in Vermont? Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
I used to like their.
Those
They had
okay.
a Jimmy Fallon one. I remember it was like
Oh,
a
no.
big when it came out.
Oh,
It's
no,
some
I
kind
didn't
of
know
chocolate base. I can't remember what was all in it, but
I know they have
used to like
Cherry
that one.
Garcia. I don't like
Yeah.
that though.
yeah, I'm sure I've had that. It's been forever though. So
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
now
Well-
we're gonna have to get some ice cream later or what?
makes me want to eat ice cream. Honestly, I did this. I got a little bit of a. I'm gonna cough here. Everybody, listen, real close. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless me. I ate really clean for a long time and didn't have any sugar and really no dairy, hardly at all.
Mm-hmm.
And did this really long run. And after the run, they served some beverages there, adult beverages. So I had a couple of those after the run, and then went home, and like Bethany was there and all that. We went home, and then to celebrate that night, I expended a lot of calories. So it was a 25K on the trail, and I got a pint of ice cream, and I can't remember what flavor actually. And it's the first time I ever had heartburn. I thought
dang.
I thought I was dying.
Heartburn
So,
from ice cream?
yeah, I think it was the mixture of a ton of sugar that I had not eaten, plus the dairy, and I ate the whole pint, gone.
Wow.
And then I laid down and thought I was dying. It hurt so bad. Bethany was like, I used to have heartburn, big baby, because she would have it when she was pregnant. So, that's how
Speaking
she
of
knew.
running, though, you guys did your run,
We
right?
had to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did do
How'd
that.
it go?
Wasn't too bad.
I finished.
Yeah.
I didn't finish
It
last.
was a good
That's
adventure.
good.
Yeah.
I beat like 40 people.
I mean, Ricky Bobby says not first or last, but,
You're not
We'll
first
go.
or last.
My boys beat me by a distance. I couldn't see him, so it's fine.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, what did you think? First time on a trail.
First time on a trail, first time any type of running competition. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun.
It was better than what I was expecting.
I'm a big fan of trails. I think it adds a little spice to it.
Yeah. you get a little cramped.
I didn't need any spice
No?
added to it, but it's
No,
fine.
it's it was the trail cramped?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was awful. That was the one thing I was going to say is that
So if people in front of you are slow, you just kind of like elbow
you
them
just
and check
walk,
them
man.
and
Well, there's
get
a lot
around
of
them.
obviously we're not competing for first, right? So like it was a little, but I will say that so Bethany did it. My wife did it with me, and I would say that I was telling Lucas this. Next time I want to be able to be at the back. They do it in two waves. So if you can run 12-minute miles or faster, there's one wave, or 12-minute miles and slower is the second wave, right? So basically, if you're going to be slow, there's some people out there walking, and they were like in the front of the second wave, and I should have got at the front of the wave or at the back of the first wave. I could have.
You can do a 12-minute mile.
Yeah, what I would say though is the trail is
different on a trail.
Yeah, it's definitely different. But yeah, for sure I could. And it was frustrating in some spots because it was like a line of people.
Yeah.
So
You
we
have
had
to
slow down.
stop.
I got
so.
boxed in by a couple 70-year-old women. Slowed my pace.
Lucas knocked him down.
I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
left,
sure he
left.
did.
And I kind of finally had to tap him.
On your left.
Yeah.
Tripped him.
Can you hear me?
One dude
Stole
did
their
fall
cane.
down, so that I did have to make sure he got up before
Yeah.
I proceeded.
Yeah, it was nice though, and they did a good job with the route on the trail out there in Turkey Mountain. They've done a lot of work out there. So if you haven't been out to Turkey Mountain in a while, it's they've done some good stuff and have it marked better for sure. So we're looking for a sponsor, Turkey Mountain, Tulsa Trail Works or whatever.
Yeah.
Riverside Parks. Yeah, yeah.
Fleet feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fleet
Good
Feet.
luck.
We need a sponsor. Yep. No, it was fun though. Yep.
good.
Summertime, ice cream and running, man. They go hand
There
in
you go.
hand.
Yeah, they sure
Go
do.
hand in hand. All right. Well, there's no segue to get into the next conversation other than my old church would do ice cream socials. You ever heard of that?
That's a Mennonite thing, man.
I don't think it's just Mennonite. I grew up in a Southern Baptist church, and they would do an ice cream social, which we would all go down to the fellowship hall and have some ice cream, and
I think I remember that
Homemade
one
ice
from when
cream.
I was a kid at the
Yeah.
Baptist church I went to. Yeah.
people would bring homemade ice cream, and there'd be like cake and stuff.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yep.
So let's talk a little bit about community.
Yeah.
That's my lead in. That's all I got,
Lead
man.
in.
Ice cream, yeah, ice cream.
I
brings
did find
together.
some scripture, but I don't have my Bible or anything opened up. So if one of you guys want to read some scripture here.
Nope.
All right. Acts 2. One of you want to pull it up?
Oh yeah, Acts 2:42.
Yeah. How'd you
Yeah,
know that
got
one, Anthony?
Pull it up.
I don't know. I just taught about it last week at
All right.
church.
Talk about it then. What's it say?
You tell me.
I don't have it pulled up.
All right, Adam's got
It's
it.
basically the blueprint of
The
community and small groups. So
Yeah, and the church too, really, right? Like it's
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
that's what they're talking about. Here, I'll pull it up. So prepared. It was funny. Anthony literally did just teach the youth on Sunday morning. Yeah. You may read it. So Acts
Let's knock it out.
2:42, and they devoted themselves to the apostles, teaching and the fellowship, to the breaking of bread and the prayers. And all came upon every soul, and many wonders and signs were being done through the apostles. And all who believed were together and had all things in common. And they were selling their possessions and belongings and distributing the proceeds to all as any had need. I think it gets a little further down and it talks about how they worship together too. But
Yeah. I think it ends at 47.
yeah, I think you're right. Well, here, I'll just keep going. And day by day, attending the temple together and breaking bread in their homes, they received their food with glad and generous hearts, praising God and having favor with all the people. And the Lord added to their number day by day those who were being saved. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it, man. It's the community. I think you go back to, like, whether you find it in church or not, everybody tries to find a tribe or a community. Yep. And so it's kind of a funny thing, but even people that try to be so different, and I'm going to bring up this as just an example, and there's no judgment, but I know growing up, the goth movement was a big deal, and I did a paper on this in psychology, but even that movement is like to set yourself apart, and they're very individualistic, but there are certain rules to being goth or emo or whatever you want to call it. You can't, you couldn't wear pink unless you've been doing it for a certain amount of time if you're a girl, things like that. It's just very interesting that even in that world where you are trying to be different, there is a connection to others that are trying to be different. So therefore, you're not different, right? You're trying to connect. You're trying to have community.
Trying to find people with same interests.
Yeah, man, same interests. And we've talked on the culture situation right now when we're talking about identity through our sexuality or our how our culture is really pushing the ability to choose gender even now, and that's I really believe that's the big part of it. It's trying to find people that accept you for who you are, and you might be a little more feminine as a dude, or you might be a little more masculine as a girl. And so the world is telling you, that you can be accepted, but you got to pursue this kind of,
the world's giving you an okay to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I see. That's how I see it.
An okay to not just be that way. You have to kind of go and choose to pursue this life that is opposite of God's intention, right? And that's okay even. And so, community's huge. Community is huge.
And I think it goes back to, we're made in His image, right? And look at how much God desires community, right? Fellowship with humans, right? I mean, you take a God who was perfectly happy, right? Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, chilling in heaven, right? Perfectly content, and wanted community so bad, said, hey, we're going to make these people in our image. Oh, yeah, and they're going to turn from us. And, hey, Jesus, you actually have to go down there and be tortured, beaten, humiliated, and die on a cross to save these people so we can have a relationship with them.
Yep.
I mean, you really think about that. That's a commitment to the people that you created.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, crazy. So, we're made in His image. He desires community. Of course, we're going to desire community.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think now the question is, do we pursue it in the right manner? Do we make it a priority? I think that's something that we could say, because I know, I mean, we are a part of the same small group, which is a community within a community, right?
Yep.
So it's a community within our church. And we are all like-minded in that we want to follow God, and we all have kiddos. And so I think that helps tie us together too. But, how important is it to us?
It kind of goes different phases of my life. I've been really, really involved, and the other times we've had to step back a little bit, if that makes sense, right? We had going through adoption with Braxton, our oldest. It was really good that we had that, because there were other people in our small group that were going through the same things. And then for a few years, we were all involved in that. And then we just kind of stepped back for a couple of years and didn't go to a small group for a while. But then after missing it, because you miss it after a while, we got back involved actually at a new church at Discovery. And then I think Anthony is the one that contacted us, or I don't remember exactly how that worked out, but we really enjoyed it again. We need that. You need to read the Bible together and discuss the Bible as a group. I think that's very important, because I think everyone sees and reads different into the Bible too. Everyone has different experiences, and life experiences. So when you discuss that, you just learn more when you're in a community.
Yeah, for sure. And not to mention you just can't do everything on your own.
Right.
And I'm probably pretty bad about that. has not always been the most important thing to me. Now, church and serving, yeah, for sure, and which creates its own community, right? It is the ultimate one that we really, and that's the one they were talking about in Acts, right?
Right.
That is the church. But, yeah, I definitely, I'm hard pressed to ask for help. You know, like it's just not something that I naturally lean into. And what's awesome about being a part of a group of people is that you often don't have to ask, right? That if you're living with them and doing life with them, then they're going to kind of intuitively kind of step in and do
when
something.
you see you, I see you every week, and you seem off for a week. I'm like, hey, you're off. What's up?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, exactly. When you really get to know people, but yeah, I love the accountability of just being with other dudes and families that are like-minded, and just like you said, just meeting people who you can do life with. And I love our friend Justin. He's always said, hey, I'm looking for a friendship that's like the four guys who carried their friend into the house for Jesus to save. Like, and just surrounding yourselves with people like that. And at the men's breakfast, actually, a week ago or so, that's what they kind of talked about. It was like, not only find friends that will carry you, down to, Jesus, or when you're down, but, be prepared to do the carrying also.
Sure.
Right? So, people in your group, one's going to go down for certain reasons, be there to pick him up. And when it's your turn to be down for, the season of life, have those friends close by so they can pick you up and carry you also. So,
yeah, absolutely.
That's good.
Yeah, I think, my goodness. You guys put something in my water?
I have to edit you out a bunch this time.
Yeah, I think one thing I did want to talk about, though, have you found community outside of the church to sometimes do it better?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Not outside the church. Like in my career, I work with 98% women, so I don't really have one there. I'm an elementary teacher. And then sports, if you can call that a community, maybe in that season of life, but not related to the Bible and Scripture.
Yeah, no. And I'll preface that question a little bit. Not focused on God. I've not necessarily found it. I'm saying just the community aspect. Do they do a good job of doing some things that honestly I wish the church did?
Just the community standpoint
just
alone,
community.
just connection between people.
And honestly, so there's two that I've been a part of that I was impressed with their openness to everyone, their encouragement, and their inclusion, regardless of how. And it was, I would call it a sport, but it was a workout called CrossFit, right? So like I went to a gym, and that you do hard things together, and you can not be the best. You could be like, I was often like way at the bottom, but just there was this camaraderie that came from that, I guess, a little bit, and then a genuine, like people seem to care, right? Now the one thing I would say though is when you're away from it, that goes away, right? So like, and I think the church is different where, like I've got a brother in Christ, like we're gonna always have a connection whether I've ever met him or not, right? So like let's just say you roll into another country, and you find a group of Christians, and you've got a connection that you can't replicate that, right? So that's the difference. I do think though that the church can get wrapped up in all kinds of things that keep it from doing great community, just great community, like just being okay with who people are, and we've talked about that a little bit too, to an extent, right? Like you got some standards we have to maintain, obviously, but so that was one in the jiu-jitsu community. so both those are a little extreme.
Black belt?
No, I never got there, man. Never got to a black belt, but that community too, because there's so many different levels and just a willingness to teach and mentor and encourage, and I was very impressed.
And you're all going through the same thing, Yep. You're all struggling with the same workout or same practice, whatever.
Kind of the same goal, right? And I think the church could mimic some of that a little bit by, hey, the gospel's all that matters. We need to share it with the world. That's the goal. Let's go do this together, kind of thing, right? You know what I mean? I think we could be a little better about that sometimes. But that was just I was curious if you guys, and if you played football, you probably baseball, right? You probably experienced that on your team.
Outside. So now I see your question. Yeah. I mean, even I would say right now with Myers baseball team, there's good community.
Oh yeah,
you know, not in Christ, but there's good community where we became great friends with these people. You're playing together. I mean, we've been together almost nonstop since February, I think. So a few months, right? Where trust has been built up, and you see these people, they'll open up. You might hang out with a few of them outside.
Sure.
They start to open up to you some of their problems and talk to you about different things, and just how encouraging they are to each other, other families, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think there's some solid, just good old community that's out there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That can happen.
And I think we have a responsibility to be a catalyst for that within our church. But even we're not the best even with our neighbors. I'm not for sure, man. We got neighbors live next to us, and they're like in a different season of life for sure. They have smaller kids, and hey, how you doing? Is about all I do, and that's poor, very poor. Hospitality is what God modeled for us through Jesus, right? Sending him, and then Jesus models that throughout his ministry. And we're not. That's another part of community that gets tough, is that you don't necessarily always want to have. What do we got in our small group? Like 36 people. Now, you don't always want 36 people at your house and getting food ready for them and all that stuff. It's a thing, man. And I think that it's biblical though, and it is something we need to do even when we don't want to, right? And I think, but the same goes for church. I mean, John Piper talks about he's definitely, and I think though, of course, every day we're closer to the second coming, every day. But I think as these guys get later in life, they start really dwelling on that. And he's written a book recently, and I heard him talking about it. But he said that there's really two things you need to do: go to work and go to church. And that's good preparation. I think that's what Paul says to the Thessalonians, right? No, go to work, go to church, go to work and worship God, and because you want to be doing those things when He shows back up, kind of thing. And so I think. But I think that's also the community thing, right? Like you want to be doing those things. That's good in His eyes for sure, man. Yeah, good topic for sure.
Yep.
And even it was surprising, at youth last week. We talked about this, Acts 2:42, and then Kelly gets up and talks to all the kids about their experience at summer camp, and what was it, like 80% of them said they didn't realize how important community was until this kind of round at church camp.
Yeah, because I think the church camp they went to focused, and I had two that were there, they focused on community. It was kind of cool analogy that my son told me that the guy speaking gave, where you be a ladder, help somebody get to God through you, right? Be part of that community, and that was neat. But also, be a ladder as a group of people, right? Just as a church, as a community, as a small group. Focus on the right things, make it a priority, and it was interesting. But you're right. Especially I have a big family, so we kind of almost have a built-in little community. In my house, but it's easy to shut yourself off because we got so much going on, and you prioritize things over it. But man, it is. It's got to be up there in the list of things that are on the priority for sure.
Yeah, see, I'm like you. I'm kind of it's hard for me to get into the hospitality and inviting people over, but my wife is very good at it. So there's plenty of times where it's like, so and so's coming over. I'm like, great, that's some more work I got to do. Pick up the house.
Yeah.
But I know how important it is when they get there. It's like, okay, this is important.
Yeah,
this is good for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I am thankful that she is, in that mindset and does it. She's very gifted in hospitality,
the entertaining and hospitality. Yeah, for sure. I would say that's not our nature as a couple. I'm definitely outgoing. Bethany is definitely more of an introvert. We probably have big ideas of it, but then when it gets down to it, it's like it's like it is that And then also this like weird fear of letting people see your house messy, right, or whatever. Like, God,
my house is never messy.
That's
what you guys talking about.
For my wife just makes us clean, like just like quick clean 30 minutes. I'm like, great.
Yeah, I know. That's
going to get dirty again. You know that, right?
Yeah, they don't care.
My boys destroy our house.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always a mess.
But when people are coming over,
We do a spit shine. We get
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
The
Like,
bathroom and living room get
Yeah.
clean.
it's like we got to pretend that we don't live here for a bit, right? Like we're
Right.
gonna rent it out on Airbnb or something.
Mhm.
Right? That's the part
Yeah.
that sucks. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
funny. No, it's good talk. I definitely probably need to keep that in our mind, and I would love it's a prayer for me would be to open my home up more.
Yeah.
Right? There's a book that I've talked about on this podcast that is, these habits that you're building, and it's called The Common Rule. Man, it's just a great book. Highly recommend it. But he talks about that. Opening up your home to people like once a week really is the habit, or once a month or whatever. Get on a rhythm and do that. And that is one reason the small group thing is very good, because it just forces that a little bit, right?
And there, like you said, there's sometimes that it's a straight up pain, right? When you've got everybody, because the way we do it is when it's your turn to host, you get the food ready, right? Get the house ready, all that stuff. And it can be a burdensome. I get it.
Yeah.
But the nice thing is typically, right, when everything's in rhythm, right, it switches out, so you're only doing it once every 4 to 5 weeks, probably something like that.
But
So,
even when you do it more often or whatever, it still feels good when you're
Yeah.
done.
No,
Like
it does.
it's always a good experience. And
Yep.
then I think we've done some cool stuff as a group, just going to the park and hanging out, playing, where there's no real big effort on anybody. And everybody gets to relax.
And it makes
a
it
little bit.
easy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I do feel like people are more relaxed when that's been going on this summer, anyways.
well, that's,
Let's go next
I think
weekend
it's
when
gonna
it's
be too hot now.
107.
Just
Let's
let
see
the
if
kids
everybody.
run.
Yeah.
You guys play football in the sun.
Mm.
There's some shade. It's fine.
Yeah. No, that's good. Good stuff. All right. Well, Lucas, what you got for us, man?
All right. This will only take a couple minutes.
We already
but
did a
go-
Bible study, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
but this is only two
Get
verses.
2 for 1 on this
is only-
episode.
Yeah. This is only 2 verses. It's something I'm kind of struggling with. I'm going into year 16 as a teacher. And special ed teachers usually don't last 16 years, to be honest with you. It's like, I think the average is like 5 years and they're burnt out and done. So I'm kind of going through a struggling process, just getting back in the groove, wanting to be there and do what's right for the kids and everything. So I came across a couple verses here, Colossians 3:23 and 24. Whatever you do, work heartedly as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from... Can't read that far away. Let me move my glasses. Let's start that over.
Uh-oh.
Whatever.
Getting old.
Your notes failed you.
That's my writing more than my sight. All right, start over. Whatever you do, work heartedly as for the Lord and not for men, knowing that from the Lord you will receive the inheritances as your reward. So basically what I get from that is, God wants us to do our jobs with enthusiasm, joy, and just be there and do what's right at all times. And like I said earlier, I'm kind of in a season where I was just struggling with that, right? Because when you get to school, there's no time off, right? Especially the kids that I work with, like, you got to be on it and you got to be wanting to be there. And I'm just struggling with that right now.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you guys feel? You guys are probably top of your game. You got a fairly new job. You're a pilot. But that's just where I am right now. Is there days where you don't want to go to work, or what are you guys thinking?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's a little bit different. I mean, I absolutely love what I do. I mean, off topic, I almost feel like I don't even ever go to work, to be honest.
That's
but there
the dream.
There are
Yep.
days.
Yeah.
And those days for me are pretty far and few between. But if you're doing 10 days straight or something like that,
Right.
That's a big struggle.
Like away from your family.
Yeah,
and
you're
all-
gone,
yeah,
right?
sure,
Living in
sure.
hotel rooms, you're like, dude, I don't even remember what my hotel number is,
Yeah.
my room number is right now, because I've been in 5 different hotels
yeah.
back to back to back.
Right.
That's a grind.
Yeah, it's a big time grind, right? Jet lag, crossing the country, you're gone, you're not sleeping well because you're in a hotel, right? All those things.
Right, yeah.
I mean, and it's for
Eating
me,
Jack in the Box.
no, we don't. Well,
I'm
we
just
good.
kidding.
We good. You gotta watch them calories. But the way we do it is we always encourage and pick each other up. That's how we get through those days. If you start complaining about the trip, the whole crew is going to be in the dumps, right? And it's not going to be any fun. You got to keep it fun. This is just what we're doing. Everybody's job's different, but we just try to stay positive. We laugh a lot, joke a lot,
Barrel rolls.
just enjoy. Yeah,
Barrel rolls.
loop de
Barrel rolls.
loops.
Yeah.
Loop de loops, I like those.
Yeah.
The best. So,
Oh my gosh.
maybe you just shut both engines off and then do a barrel roll and then restart them. At Bob Hoover. So stuff like that.
I definitely for sure there are days where you're just kind of, right?
Right.
For sure. And I've had jobs where I've sat in the parking lot and been like, oh my goodness, God, help me through this day. Like I didn't want to go in. I've definitely been there. I think there's seasons for it a little bit. I think also, I don't, by no means, I don't want you to take this like I think you're doing this. I think for me, it was huge when I realized that it just is not my fulfillment at all. You know, it is just not. There's a lot. It is something that we need to do. I believe it's godly to work. I think probably one of the good aspects of school is it prepares kids to go do boring work for 8 hours a day, right? And our world's kind of built on that. And I think understanding it is like my fulfillment comes from something way deeper. Then that does help me get through those seasons for sure. And I mean, I think even for money, right? Like when you think of like, man, I know that person's making so much more. Or, man, I haven't had a raise in a while or whatever, right? Like I think that can bog you down a bit, and then just understanding like God's got a plan, He takes care of us, and those verses too, man. Like everything comes from Him that's good.
Right.
Yep.
And so I think that was big for me when I kind of got over that hump as a young man. And still go through that. I have to tell myself that though, like because I'm with you, and I can imagine what you do day in and day out can be. There's some emotion driven behind it. Mine's pretty cut and dry, right? And yeah, I do kind of. I mean, it's a pretty new job, and I do enjoy what I'm doing, but. Yeah, no, it's a good question.
And I don't dislike what I'm doing.
Sure.
But like, every day you never know what you're going to walk into or what students are going to move in, things like that. And there's just some students also out there are difficult to work with.
Yeah. I can imagine.
So just pray for me.
You can't fire them.
Right. No.
Can't fire students.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't get to pick my students. They just come to me.
And it's a calling, man. It's a way more than my job.
Yeah. And like I said, you go through years where you're, years of where it's amazing, and then other years it's more difficult. And education right now is just in a weird.
Sure.
I don't know how else to explain that. Just kind of a weird limbo. A lot of stuff going on in Oklahoma right now with education.
Yeah. Luckily, they pay you a ton, so that helps.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, that helps.
You're buying the hot dogs later.
Yeah.
All beef.
As an outsider looking in, though, I think stay encouraged of the fact that you have the opportunity to really have like a godly impact on people, right? I mean, just these kids don't know it, and these people don't know it, but how many teachers or godly teachers out there actually influencing these kids today? If you don't go to a Christian school necessarily. Yeah. So just I'd say stay encouraged, because it might be a grind, but you never know what kind of seed you're going to plant just being a godly person and what kind of influence you could have. Yep. Even on these kids, right?
Right.
Have disabilities and stuff, but it's you're doing way more important stuff than me and Adam are doing. We're not actively influencing young people on a daily basis.
Yeah, no public service in my career for sure. No. And like when we have issues, we can often remedy those, right? Yeah, and I know that's
and I do. There is, speak to what Anthony said. There are several Christians, honestly, in my personal building here in town, which is we've actually prayed together on a few occasions, things like that. So that is uplifting. So I have been blessed with that at my current school. Mm-hmm. I can't say that about all my schools, but my current one is pretty good. So
no, that's good stuff. Yep. No, I love it, man. Stay encouraged, and we'll definitely pray for you for that. And it be a lot of good things going on in your life too, right? That help.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Yep. For sure. Good stuff. Well, is that a wrap?
I guess so.
Episode 11 in the books.
I'm gonna go get some ice cream now.
Gonna go get some ice cream.
Braums.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, cheap and good.
I'm gonna try to find this real fast. I'm gonna throw this out there. We did set up a phone number if I can locate it. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be.
Now, Anthony, did you call into this line?
I called. Yeah,
he did, and
give it a ring a ding.
And here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we'd like to do: is we want our listeners, all 4 of you, to call in and maybe give a suggestion for a top 3, or if you want to run through a top 3 that we've done in the past, you want to tell us how stupid we are on our cereal choices and give us a better top 3, something like that. That'd be awesome. We'd also love to hear some dad jokes. I think that would be really fun. And so Anthony did not listen to the prompt. He did not give his name or tell us where he's from, but but he did leave a message, and he did leave a dad joke, and we'll play that right now. And here is the number for you guys, so you can call and do these things, and it's 918-947-9790. 918-947-9790. Give it a call, listen to the message, and then follow the instructions. Unlike Anthony, we want to hear your name and where you're from, and we'll play you on our podcast for sure. And so then you can listen to the podcast on all the platforms. You can get us on everything. Amazon, Spotify, iTunes. Is it still iTunes? Is that what we call it? Apple Podcasts? I don't know. Google Podcasts, whatever. Anything you listen to a podcast on, you can find us, and we will be able to see these videos on YouTube. We did the last 2 episodes, and this one will be on there as well. So we appreciate you guys. We look forward to hearing from you, and we will catch you next time.